All right. We're going to talk about what's important to us today musically. So, once again, I'm KJ,
I'm Taryn.
and welcome back to our channel. Um, if you've been following us, we put out videos about our NICU experience. We did just recently have a baby, so we talked about the journey that we experienced with her. We also talked about, gave some educational information about what actually happened to us um, and stuff like that. And so today we wanted to do something else kind of fun and talk about music and what it means to us and what we want to impart on our children after us.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I'll let my wife start because she comes from the more, I would say, musically inclined family. So her experience with it was more, I would say, direct since she created it, or at least her family creates it. So take it away, baby.
Okay, well, music. I came out the womb with my mom singing. I was in the womb with my mom singing. Majority of the folks in my family can sing. Um, I can hold a tune. I can hold a tune. And I pray that my daughter can hold a tune. Please.
No thanks. I'm too old for that silly kid stuff. Too old? Yeah, I got responsibilities now.
I hope she can hold a tune. Um, my mom taught us about music. Taught us about Motown. Uh, just the lates and the greats and the living legends, the legends that have passed on. Um, and she made sure that we knew how important it was to our history. Um, just an example, Marvin Gaye, "What's Going On." That's a classic song that will stand the test of time. That song will be passed on generation to generation to generation. Songs like that. Um, she would teach us who Marvin Gaye was, who Aretha Franklin was, who Shaka Khan was, who else?
Sam Cooke.
Sam Cooke. Who else? Donny Hathaway,
Prince.
Prince.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So she made sure we were up on our education. And how she would do it is, um, somebody would sing a song or like say a person's name, and if we never heard of that person before, she would literally sing us the person's catalog, and until we figure out a song that we've heard before on the radio. Okay, so that's how that was in my household. And if we heard a song on the radio, she'll give us a pop quiz and be like, who's that? And you better get it right. But if you don't get it right, you're going to get a whole catalog of that person. And then when she asks you again, you better get it right. So, it was a big part of our lives because it was a big part of her life, and it passes on. Like it's a big part of my family life. Like that's just who we are. So, music, it was just kind of like when I was a kid, it was kind of just like a part of my life. It was just a regular thing. Like I didn't know that, not knowing who's the artist that people don't really know much about. Prince. When Prince passed away, yeah, it was a big deal for my family. But for the rest of the world, it was just like, oh, okay, may he rest in peace. But oh, okay, I was like, wait, it's Prince. What is wrong with you? So I didn't know that that's not normal, So music means a lot to us and my family. And as I got older, it means a lot to me now, like because like music helps me express myself. Music brings back memories when I hear certain songs. It just brings back my childhood. It just makes me think about like certain events, certain times, certain things I was doing with the song. For example, let's do Lil Jon Eastside Boys. That time, that Get Crunk era. Like everybody wanted to be from Atlanta. Like when we hear music, let's see, Get Low. What else? With Monica, as soon as the beat dropped, that song. What else? Nelly. Air Force Ones. Like certain songs of that era. when you think about your childhood, and it just that's why I love music so much, because it's so fun, and it brings back and starts conversations. Like, it really makes you think sometimes, and it makes you happy. So music means a lot to me, and I hope that I'm not gonna be as bad as my mom as far as like giving quizzes and stuff like that. I'll leave that to her, but I hope that I can bestow that gift to our child. I really hope that I can do that. I hope I can. I hope she's interested. Because if you're not interested, it don't really mean anything. But I hope she's interested in it.
Well, we're gonna have to, because the stuff that they have coming out today.
It's horrible.
I mean, every now and then you'll have a good artist here and there that can really have a good message or something like that. But for the most part, the stuff that they're listening to is just
garbage. And
hot garbage.
I try.
What's wrong with y'all? You niggas are crazy.
I be trying. I try so hard to like listen to it, because we're not old. We're young. I mean, let's be real about it. We're still young. Old is like 80, 90 years old. That's old. But we're still young. And so I try to stay with it, like, because, your son be singing these songs, and I'm trying to like stay hip and trying to understand what he's saying. But I don't even think he understand what they saying. He don't understand what they saying.
No. I don't even think the people that make this stuff know what they're saying.
They literally I feel like they get in the booth and just be like, what I feel like doing today.
They just be high, be drunk, and then they just make a noise. They're like, oh, that sounds cool. Now
what a
I
nice
got a new
beat.
ad-lib, and they be in there.
If he ain't got no subject, he talking loud and ain't saying nothing.
And then the generation itself is just high and drunk on pills and everything so much that they don't even care if it sounds like anything.
Nope.
And so, music for me, I'm what they call a go-go head. I'm born in the DMV area.
Welcome to my city, man. Welcome to my city, good.
So my favorite go-go band is Northeast Groovers, as well as my favorite band has evolved as I've gotten older. But if I had to say my favorite band, originally it was Northeast Groovers. When I was growing up, first getting into the music, it changed into the What Band.
I like What Band.
And then now as I've gotten older, I'm a little bit more refined, so I like Vibe Band. They actually changed their name to DC Vibe, as well as Let It Flow and Listen and other what we call grown and sexy bands that focus more on like R&B jazz style as opposed to traditional and bounce beat. Now, if I do have to say what my favorite bounce beat band is, that's a band called New Impressions. And then there's another alternative band called Black Alley that I like. So that's kind of who I follow. And for anybody that's trying to figure out who it is, I'll put like links to videos and stuff like that in the description, so you can kind of like look up and see who it is I'm talking about. But that's mainly what I listen to. Back in the day, I did like rap and R&B. Favorite rapper was Ludacris. And R&B, I would have to say like Carl Thomas and Erykah Badu, stuff like that. But that's more on the soul-y side. I'm not really on like the R&B, like Tyrese and Genuine stuff. I really don't like whining. I like flow and like vibes and messages and stuff like that. That's kind of what gets me. So that's where music is for me. It's I use music to kind of like release or express myself. When I got the call to rush to the hospital, when my wife was about to have the emergency C-section, there's a go-to album that I play, go-go album that I play every single time that I'm like really upset and I need to like center myself. And I immediately just put that on. And it does take me back. Like my wife does say, it like helps me reminisce like better times and stuff like that. And it also just helps me forget about like what's going on.
You just live in that moment and you just enjoy that song. Yeah.
And my wife, especially when we first started moving in together,
Oh my God.
She knew, of course, from social media, because I used to like be up in like 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning just posting videos of like songs that I'm listening to and stuff like that. So she knew I was always doing it, but I don't think she like really knew exactly how loud it was. Anybody
I don't think you understood how loud it was. Because he would be off on Mondays. You would be off on Mondays.
Mm-hmm.
Just like every other working person, you go to work on Monday majority of the times. And guess who had to go to work on Monday morning? And guess who wanted to play music at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning with the bass next to the bedroom wall booming?
It's all about that 808, man.
What the hell going on here?
I'm literally like, oh my God, what is wrong with this man? Like, it is like, we definitely, when I first moved in with you, that's because it was your apartment. When I first moved in with you, we both had to understand how to live with one another, how to work with one another. And that definitely was an interesting night, because I was like, oh my God.
It was literally like the first night she moved in.
The first night, yes.
I went right into what I normally do.
What he normally does.
And,
why would he think something's wrong with it, right? Because that's what he normally does.
Right. And, music lovers, you know the term 808, like you just have to feel it. And
not me, said the tiger. I'm tired.
It's like it's almost like when you're listening to go-go at home, one of the things that you have to have like a good sound system, because you can really only feel it. And anybody that listens to go-go understands, like it's a certain feeling, it's a certain vibe. It's like an atmosphere that's there. Mm-hmm. And when you're listening to it at home, you're almost trying to like replicate that feeling. And you can only really do it if the 808 is there. And that's like really what drives the music. Is the beat. And if you really don't, and that's why you have to turn it up loud, so that you can feel, you have to hear the vocals, and you have to hear the congos, but you also have to hear that bass guitar, and you got to feel that bass drum, and all those lower tones, you got to feel all of that too. And so that's what music really is to me. It's like you get into that mode, and it's almost like you're riding, and you go from one song to another, and you just ride it right on out.
Yep.
And that's also what I want to teach my children after me is there's certain ways to express yourself, and music is definitely an outlet. If you don't necessarily want to play an instrument, or if you don't necessarily want to be a vocalist or something like that, you can still be an artist, or you can still just simply listen to music, and listen to the complexities of that music, and understand what the artist that wrote that music was trying to impart on you. Because there's only, I forget exactly how many notes and octaves there is, but there's only I'll say 16 notes and octaves or something like that. This was actually in the movie, what's the name of that movie where the guy committed suicide with A Star Is Born? What's the name of it?
Music is essentially 12 notes between any octave. 12 notes and the octave repeats.
Remember with...
Oh, yes. Okay.
After, in the movie A Star Is Born, after the main character killed himself, at the end, the brother said that there is only a set number of octaves. What music is the way that each artist uses those octaves and those notes to create a sound and create something for you to listen to and enjoy. And so that's basically what we really want to teach our children, is to put a mark on this world in a certain way, so that people after you, if they're going through something, whether it's happy or sad, they can now associate this song with that moment. So whenever they're going through something else in the future, they can play that song and relive that moment. And it's really difficult because, like we were saying, it's really nothing out here right now.
It's no essence. It's nothing. It's literally nothing.
And
it's nothing there.
It really speaks to what's lacking in the society as a whole. We're very surface. Nobody really likes to get deep into stuff that bothers them. Everybody is on drugs. Everybody is drunk all the time. And it's like, everybody just wants to party and have a good time and not even think about what's actually really bothering them, because that talking about it forces you to be vulnerable, and people don't like to feel vulnerable. But if you don't go through that, then you can't get better, and you can't heal from it, and you can't, make sure that you don't do the same thing to somebody else. As they say, hurt people hurt people. Oh, yeah. So when you look at the way the world is right now, it's just a bunch of people that really don't even know how to express themselves. So they go into the booth and just make a whole bunch of hot garbage and then put it out. And then what makes it worse is they get paid billions of dollars to do it.
Because really, this is the era of producers. What makes a song is the producer. It's the beat, not what they sing. It's the beat. All you need is a hook, an ad lib, and a beat. That's it. We could literally make a song and we could stream it, and it actually might blow up.
Yeah, people do it all the time. All these one-hit wonders and stuff that people don't know.
They literally come up with one song.
Yeah, like the song "Crew" by New Impressions. I just heard the original song.
But
let me play the go-go version. See, this is how I literally listen to go-go so much that I don't even know the original song. Like all I know is,
oh yeah, that's so and so.
Yeah. Yeah, that dude, he's a one-hit wonder. Whoever he is.
Yeah, I don't know I don't know their names. I just know the songs. I know that song.
But that was apparently a hot song. But I never. And nobody's heard from him since. But it was so big that Go-Go took it.
Oh, music videos, man. Music videos don't mean anything like they used to anymore, man.
Yeah. MTV MTV used to stand for music video television.
Oh, God.
And MTV, it don't even play music videos no more.
I was a music video fiend. Like, back in the day when, this is when digital cable just came out and Music Choice, had their own station. And they would play music videos all day. That's how I stayed hip with all the music, because I would literally, we didn't have cable. Well, we had cable, we had digital cable. I would go over to my grandmother's house and watch, on her digital cable, I would watch Music Choice all day. And I would watch,
we used to watch
just music videos, like, just all day. All day.
Like, who you remember, well, I don't know, did you ever stay up late at night and watch, like, BET Uncut?
I think everybody has.
Stuff like that.
Oh, I think everybody has.
And 106 in Park.
Yes, 106 in Park.
The Basement.
Oh my gosh.
And stuff like that.
The Basement was before my time.
The Box was also before your time. You used to be able to request, stuff on TV, and they would play the music video for you.
Oh, okay.
Like the original version of MTV.
Man, I used to watch music videos all day.
Yeah, and
all day.
And I mean, still music videos are still a thing because BET does it. But of course, I don't even watch BET anymore.
I don't watch music videos anymore because I don't want to hear the music.
Yeah, it used to be when people we remember way back in the day. Of course, this is before our time, but we used to hear stories about how Michael Jackson Thriller was a big thing. When he did that music video. Well, it was always like that, in the 90s and early 2000s. When someone came out with a music,
it was always a story. It was a scene,
and you couldn't wait to see the music video.
No.
When you would hear the single for the first time on the radio, you'd be like, yo,
especially the remix.
Oh,
the remix.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the remix.
Like Busta Rhymes, what's that song?
Touch it, bring it, play it, watch it, turn it, leave it.
That one song, he did 4 remixes for, and a video for each one of them.
He did.
So, it's we've gone so far away from, where we came from. And, it's kind of scary if you think we've gone this far. How much further are we really going to go? How much more are we going to forget? What else are we going to have to give to our children? Because it's hard to find, good musicians. I mean, that's basically what it's turning into.
Kids out here.
They don't even have music programs in school and stuff like that.
It's just these little kids that ain't doing nothing with, they're not saying anything. They're not, literally saying nothing. They're literally saying nothing. I'm just are y'all actually listening to what they're saying? They're actually saying nothing. What's that song that everybody was singing? Leave me alone.
Yeah.
That song. If you actually listen to the lyrics, it's extremely disrespectful. It's extremely disrespectful. If you actually listen to what the little boy is, this is little boy, listen to what he's saying, it's extremely disrespectful. Listen to it. You should actually listen to it, what he's saying.
And another song, Cut It. We was all talking about Cut It. But when you think about it, That's very toxic behavior to just willing to cut anybody off anytime.
Cut it. Like it's catchy. Cut it. Like
you sitting there like
it's way too high. Like it's catchy.
But that's all this music is. It's just something to get in your head and get stuck there. And so that all you say is just a few words of the hook, but you don't even listen to what the dude is actually saying. Mm-hmm. The dude can be talking about now and laters for all we care, but just because he got a hook, he's hot now. Let's give him $1 million.
Yep.
Versus, like, one of my favorite versus battles was the first one that me and you actually watched together was the Jill Scott and Erykah Badu one. That wasn't even a battle. That was literally a vibe.
That was just all love. That was just chill.
That was like we was in this joint. We was about to light some incense and put some candles on.
I think everybody was. I just needed a head wrap real quick. You know what I'm saying?
Get some wine or some cognac or something and just chill.
It's a cognac.
Just chill. But that's how it felt to hear those two people just go back and forth with their music, and then it wasn't even a battle to them, you know, because they just had love for one another.
Yeah, it's all love. Yeah.
And I made this post on Facebook a couple days ago.
Pause for a second.
At the time we're recording this, the Gucci Mane and Young Jeezy battle or versus battle, whatever you want to call it, just happened 2 days ago. So I made a post that just with that battle. Now I'm not knocking Gucci Mane and Young Jeezy. I used to listen to them myself. What I'm talking about is the progression or regression that we've experienced from when these versus battles first started to where we are now. Because when the first battle it was two DJs, right? Was it Swiss Beats?
I think the first battle was, I think that's when Teddy Riley situation happened. Teddy Riley.
That was the second one with Babyface.
Yeah.
That was the second one.
I don't remember who the first one was.
The first one, it was two DJs. I think it was Swiss Beats and somebody that was like the first battle. They were like in their car or something, and they were doing, you know, they was going back and forth. The first battle was like real, like impromptu, apparently. And then it turned into something bigger. So like the first battle that we remember was Babyface and Teddy Riley.
That's when it started to go viral. That's when it went viral. Let's be real. Teddy Riley made versus like viral. Let's be real about it.
Right. And that's when it really started to like grow and turn into what it is now. But just think about the quality of music from, you know, we'll just say Teddy Riley and Babyface was the first one. And then we had a couple other ones. The next one I really remember was a Jill Scott and Erykah Badu one. So that's still some good music.
It was Ludacris and Nelly.
Yeah, that was some good music. And then it kind of just started. And then there was a T-Pain and Lil Jon.
That was that was fun. That one was fun.
Right.
Very fun.
Yeah, that was, you can't, if you
I
haven't
watched
seen that battle.
That was a few hours. That was a few hours.
That was a crazy battle.
That was fun.
And then, but here we are now with Young Jeezy and Gucci Mane. Now
that was for the trap.
Yeah, that's the beginning of this trap music.
Yeah.
So let's just say we continue on this trend of going from like the real old school R&B and everything to, you know, what's after Gucci Mane and Young Jeezy? Who's going to battle like the more new school stuff? Like you got Lil Uzi and Lil Vert.
Yeah, they can't compete because you gotta have, I think, a minimum at least 20 hits.
Yeah, you gotta have a catalog.
Yeah, they don't have a catalog. They don't. What is that? A catalog? How do you spell it?
You only do like a mixtape, and that mixtape might. I mean, there's like Designer that Kanye West came out. He literally dropped like 5 songs.
No, I think 2.
No, he did. It was like Panda. He did like 5 songs.
Yeah, something wrong with him.
Because I actually listened to, I was like, all right, cool. Because I know Kanye West was like pushing him out a little bit. So I was like, all right, let me see what else. But you know, like that happens all the time now. People will come out with like 1 or 2 hits and then they just disappear. And so it's like, what direction are we really going in? When, like for example, who can go up against Busta Rhymes?
I think they're still trying to figure out who. I think they're still trying to figure it out.
You think about like these dudes that's been around for decades and their catalog is like long, You know, like another dude like Prince. Who can go up against Prince or Michael Jackson? Like they got.
I think those are the only two people that they can
go against one another.
Yeah, they have to go against one another.
Their catalog is just so deep. Another one like Whitney Houston and Mariah Carey. You can do something like that.
That would be fun. I think that'd be fun.
So like you
can't do it now, obviously.
Right. So it's like real heavy in the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s of being able to find people to go up against one another.
Mm-hmm.
But from like 2010 to now, because it used to be back in the day, you drop an album every year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know, like even like
That's
Rihanna.
after mixtapes.
Yeah. I mean, Lil Wayne got so many damn mixtapes and stuff and albums and everything. And, you know, it's crazy. So, that's what I'm saying. Like the regression of music. Once you get to the year 2010, that's when it really stops. I mean, the decline of music really started before then. The decline of music was like really like 2005 to 2007. That was like the heyday of it. Mm-hmm. But like once it gets to 2010,
after I graduated high school, it started to go. I would say 2011 to 2012 was an okay year. Well, that's what I still like the music then. After that, 2013 on up, it got pretty crappy. It's
real dry, and there really is nobody that's putting anything out of substance that can even stand. Like then on top of that, we're talking about something that can stand the test of time.
No.
Like who's doing something that we could still be listening to when we 80 and still like it?
Yeah, no. It depends. Like you gotta be in the mood, probably shake your butt. I mean, only thing I could think of, maybe like I know Kendrick Lamar. I think his stuff. I think some of his songs. Age. I think J. Cole, some of his stuff will age.
But they're not even hot right now because they're telling too much truth.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah, they're not. I don't really think. Kendrick. I think he chilling.
Yeah.
And J. Cole. I think J. Cole. I think he just put an album out. Maybe a little while ago he just put an album out. I like some of his songs, but yeah, I can't think. It just depends. Like. Only thing I can think of is like songs that you want to shake your butt to. Mm-hmm. There's plenty of songs to shake your butt to. There's plenty of them out there.
Which is the problem. Everybody's shaking their butt. Having babies and stuff. And getting pre-eclampsia.
Sometimes... Hey, I didn't have a choice, okay? Damn. I gotta get personal. Wow. Okay. Tell me how you really feel. So, yeah, it's nothing really out there that I'll be like, you know, oh damn, that's my song. Like I do with the early 2000s music. I'm sorry, that's just. I'm like no matter that's my song.
Like
all of them is my song.
There's two songs that you know is going to be played at every single cookout.
Oh.
Disinfecting your ass there.
Cash Money Records taking over for the 99 in the 2000.
You know those two songs. Guaranteed at every single cookout. So.
Yeah, possibly.
You know, like what else are we gonna do? Even grandma gonna get out there and do it. You know, and there's nothing necessarily wrong with that. But you know, in the year 2100, what legacy are we gonna leave for those people? Are we gonna continue to have, cut it off and leave me alone? Because if that's the case, then we all just gonna be depressed in the house alone because we didn't cut it off and told everybody to leave us alone.
Can't do that though, because these numbers are going up high because COVID-19. Y'all ain't telling people to leave y'all alone.
Yeah, y'all just out here out and about and doing your thing, just living your best life. And then as soon as you end up in the hospital, pray for me, prayers up.
Prayers for me, please.
Where's my prayer warriors at? I need my prayer warriors.
Help, Lord! Help, Lord! Help, Lord!
Should have thought about that before you went out to the damn club.
In the house. How about that? Talk to God in the house, okay?
I'm just like, if you gotta wear a mask to go shake your ass,
it's really not worth it. You can shake your butt at home.
Yeah.
With no mask on. And listen to the same thing. It's okay. It's alright. But,
I'm just impatient. Microwave generation. We just can't wait for nothing.
Nope. Patience with that.
We don't
How
do
you
patience.
spell
We don't do
it?
patience. I gotta shake. I've been sitting around for a whole year. You just gotta shake and do something.
Yeah.
Okay. Shake this bottle of peroxide over yourself because you got COVID now.
Peroxide don't even help. Well, I don't know. Try to bleach. Number 45
Bleach?
said it works.
Yeah, bleach. That might work.
That might work. Please don't try bleach. Please don't. Please don't. Please don't. Don't do that. Okay? Just don't. Anyways. All right.
Well, thank you guys. We had a ball with this one. You know, like I said, we're gonna do more of these, more lighthearted, fun videos. If you haven't done so already, please like the channel. Well, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Please also share the video so that other people can laugh just the way we did. If no one has told you yet, I love you.
Bye.
And Shadow Woods in the sea, planet honey, and 55.